Hello, and welcome to this lesson, which will introduce you to successful key account management. After you have finished this lesson, you will be able to, firstly, understand what key account management is and why it is important. Secondly, understand a 5-stage approach to implementing key account management. And thirdly, know the main roles and responsibilities in key account management. To begin with, key account customers are highly important for an organization. A key account is a customer who has such a big impact on the market position of the organization that the gain or loss of the customer would cause considerable effects, such as a gain or loss of revenue, market share, or credibility. Therefore, the organization needs to put special effort into either acquiring or retaining such customers. Key account management is the support of these important customers by dedicated salespeople, called key account managers. They are focused on building relationships with important customers for higher sales and earnings over the long term. The implementation of a key account management program suits organizations with complex products or services, which are sufficiently profitable to cover the incremental costs of the program. Key account management is also a useful way for organizations to differentiate from smaller or less integrated competitors. But it does require sales managers to acquire a very detailed knowledge of their customers, which can take a lot of time and perseverance. An organization's relationship with its customers will normally evolve over time, starting with a simple transactional relationship, where delivering a good quality product or service is the primary concern. Over time, the relationship becomes deeper, with the sales team forging closer relationships with key stakeholders. Here, the nature of the relationship becomes one of collaboration, shared expertise, and joint problem solving, rather than a simple transaction. Recent market research looked at the benefits of key account management for both sellers and their customers. The outputs are shown on the slide. Notice how for sellers, the main benefits focus on positioning the organization for long-term growth and competitive differentiation. For customers, the benefits focus on enhanced value through closer relationships and having single points of contact into the supplying organization. The long-term success of any selling organization depends on its ability to move up the buy-sell hierarchy. Further up the hierarchy, a seller is less likely to encounter competition, price sensitivity, or importance attached to basic product features, all of which can lead to short-term insecurity. Building up long-term relationships and contributing to resolving business issues in a trusted advisor role is a path to higher sales and earnings, as you will see on the next slide. This slide shows how key account management can pull various commercial levers to increase seller profits. For example, from higher volumes of existing products and cross-selling new products to lowering the overall costs to serve a customer via operational improvements. In addition, a tightening up of credit terms and trading up key accounts to more profitable products all work to increase seller margins. But getting key account management right is not easy. Traditional forms of key account management focus on individuals serving customers, with the relationship being very tactical and driven by the self-interests of the sales manager. Often such sales managers focus on price as the main commercial lever and only push products that exist in the current portfolio. By contrast, key account best practice focuses on teams serving customers, with other functional areas such as supply chain and product development being directly involved with the key account. Relationships emerge at different levels and in different divisions, with the focus very much on making the customer succeed, not the individual sales manager. In addition, best practice account teams understand their customer strategy as well as their needs, and seek to develop products and solutions together with their customers for a win-win outcome. Other key challenges in key account management include hiring key account managers with the right mix of skills, in particular, the ability to think and act strategically, and a consultative mindset and approach to customer problem solving. Account managers also need to be sufficiently empowered to work across their own organization, to work across business groups, and deliver what customers are needing. Note the questionnaire responses on the right of the slide. Account managers need to work hard to communicate the additional value they bring, or risk falling into the commodity trap. And gaining the trust of customers can be difficult, which can be achieved by being credible and by delivering value to the customer over the long term. In this next section of the lesson, you will look at how to implement a key account management program using a structured 5-stage approach. The first stage sets the strategy and objectives of the program. This outlines why the program is needed, which customer accounts will be prioritized for special treatment, and what the process will be to achieve the organization's goals. The second stage is the discovery phase, where account managers seek to gather more detailed information on their customers, principally via interviews with the relevant customer stakeholders, and analyze the information to identify potential opportunities. The third stage requires account managers to work closely with the customer to identify and quantify the main value-creating opportunities. The fourth stage sets out the action plans and targets for each key account. And lastly, the fifth stage executes the key account plan and delivers value to the customer. Let's now look at each of these stages in more detail. Organizations introduce key account programs for many reasons. For example, when organizations reach a certain size, maturity level, or international reach, they can offer a key account program to differentiate versus competitors. Or it may be that customers simply start to demand a more dedicated level of personal attention. The instigation of a key account program could also be due to a recent crisis, such as the unexpected loss of a key account, or it could be due to the inappropriate handling of a critical customer situation. For example, a retailer's payment system goes down, but the IT supplier fails to resolve the problem in sufficient time. In these instances, customer standards will have fallen, and key account management could be a way of addressing the problem. Alternatively, recent merger and acquisition activity may have resulted in the consolidation of the organization's customer base, which increased the concentration and importance of certain key accounts, which require special treatment. At a more basic level, management may simply be unsure which of their customer accounts are the most important, but recognize that increased revenue from the largest accounts is critical to achieving growth targets. Once it is clear why a key account program is needed, the next task is to link your business strategy to key account management objectives. This helps to determine the appropriate customers chosen for special treatment. For example, linking potential sales and strategic fit can determine the appropriate customers, or linking growth potential and purchase frequency behavior. You can chart your findings like as shown on the slide. Well-defined and transparent selection criteria are a good way to check whether customers qualify as key accounts. The last step in this first stage is to outline what the overall process will be to achieve the organization's key account program goals, and in what time frame. The slide shows how this could work in practice, with a mixture of workshops, training sessions, steering committees, and regular sales activity, helping to secure executive buy-in and to drive the process forward. In every organization, the process should be revisited at least annually to check it is still valid and relevant for the current business environment. This slide offers a more simplistic visual interpretation of the Key Account Program Plan and its strategic aims, more suited for use in presentations to account managers and sales teams. The second stage of Key Account Program implementation is to gather relevant information on the accounts chosen for special treatment through primary and secondary sources. The first task is to produce desk-based profiles of each key account. These should include information on the customer's end market, the customer's needs, how capable the organization currently is to sell into the account, and whether any competitors are actively selling to the customer. The second task is to conduct interviews with key customer stakeholders to gain a deeper understanding of their needs and to validate the desk-based research. Taken together, all of this insight should lead to a deeper understanding of your customer's needs and allow you to identify possible sales opportunities. The third stage of Key Account Program implementation is about homing in on potential joint value creating opportunities, prioritizing them, and assessing their potential value. The profit potential determines the value of an opportunity, together with the strategic value for either the seller or customer. For example, one opportunity may initially have low profit potential, but high strategic value, such as when a seller or customer wants to break into a new market. You should also consider the effort and risk it would take your organization to implement the opportunity. Take time to chart the results in a matrix like the one shown on the slide and decide which opportunities are worth pursuing and which are not and can be dropped without regret. You achieve best results when you work through these opportunities with the customer, perhaps as a joint value creation workshop. This can lead to an improved relationship and commitment from both sides to execute. The fourth stage of Key Account Program implementation relates to planning and control. The slide shows how you can approach individual account planning in your organization. The account manager needs to determine the objectives, targets, and stakeholder map for each key account, which should then be written up in a separate account plan document. This overall plan should be revisited and updated regularly for performance monitoring purposes, for example, on a quarterly basis. Within the Key Account Plan, prioritized opportunities should be translated into actions, engagement plans, and targets, like the example shown on the slide. The action plan and target should be detailed per opportunity, and the engagement plan ensures regular contact with important people from the key account. Progress against each opportunity should be tracked and assessed on a frequent basis, for example, bi-weekly or monthly. This slide shows you another way of presenting the list of opportunities in an account plan, together with actions, engagement plans, and targets. The final stage of Key Account Program implementation relates to delivery. This concerns the execution of the Key Account Plan, following up all customer meetings, and delivering value. It is beneficial to pursue quick wins and demonstrate value early in the process if you can, to establish early credibility with the customer. Over time, a disciplined execution of the account plan should drive top-line revenues. Ensure you monitor the execution of key account plans on a frequent basis, for example, bi-weekly or monthly. When executed effectively, a new key account delivery process can help to overcome previous pitfalls in the process. For example, sales incentives focused on the achievement of specific account targets rather than on individual sales managers, or having head office prepare quotes as opposed to individual business units who may be working to different commercial policies. Take time to review the process steps and consider how they could be incorporated into your organization and where you may need to alter the process. For this brief last section of the lesson, I wanted to outline the main roles and responsibilities in key account management. It is critical that top management, such as the CEO and head of sales, openly support and help drive a key account program culture. These executives could be directly involved in key account activity, for example, attending an important customer meeting to demonstrate the seller's commitment to meeting their needs. Key account directors will normally oversee multiple accounts and spend a lot of their time influencing and developing the implementation of key account strategy and problem solving. Key account managers drive the bulk of the regular key account program activity and will normally dedicate their time to one account. They are responsible for delivering the account plan's objectives and managing the relationships with the customer and internal functions. A key account coordinator will often support the key account manager on the day-to-day tasks running the account, such as setting up customer meetings or compiling customer quotes. In summary, you have learned what key account management is and why it is important, reviewed a 5-stage approach to implementing key account management, and learnt about the main roles and responsibilities in key account management. The main criteria for launching a key account program center on, firstly, whether your products and services need key account coordination and whether they are profitable enough to justify it. Secondly, whether your customers want special treatment via a key account program. Thirdly, the importance of your largest customers to your organization's long-term growth potential. And fourthly, whether a key account program will bring your organization competitive advantage in the market. Ultimately, key account management may be one of the most important activities in your organization. If your organization has a few accounts that make up most of your revenue and profit, then key account management is an essential process in the future prosperity of your organization. Thank you for participating, and see you next time on another exciting business training lesson from Pontema.